All right, this is Protect Your Children Incorporated. Welcome to the show. Glad you're here. My name is Chris. I'm the director and lead teacher of Protect Your Children Incorporated. Tonight we are going to talk about sextortion. Extortion? No, not extortion. Sextortion, which you can kind of gather from the name what it is about. There's a lot of focus on sextortion happening in third world countries and different places around the world, but the truth is it's happening in America. Sextortion is happening to our kids here in America. And we're going to look at some of those cases that have happened. We're going to look at what sextortion is, how you can prevent it, how you can teach your kids to look out for it and not fall prey to it. So we're going to do that. We are going to take your calls and your texts. You can text anytime during the show. The number is, I'm going to put it up on the screen here for you. There you go, right there, 727-349-6941, 727-349-6941. You can text the show. You can call into the show later on. We'll let you know when you can do that. And we'll also put you on the air. How's that? That's pretty cool. If you comment, like somebody just did, Mary Jo says hi. There we go. Hey, Mary Jo, good to have you. If you comment on any of the platforms, I will see your comments, and we will put some of them on the screen. So let's look at first, what is sextortion? If you had to guess out there, what do you think it is? Well, it has to do with being extorted, right? Okay. It would be being extorted for money, right? Okay. Favors, crimes, anything that you can do where you are forcing somebody to do something against their will, usually has to do with sex, sexual favors, sexual videos, sexual photos, even sexual acts. And yes, this is happening to our kids today. It's happening more than you'd like to know. So sextortion describes a crime. This is right on the screen. Happens online when an adult convinces a person who is younger than 18 to share sexual pictures or perform sexual acts on a webcam. Now, this doesn't just happen to minors, right? I mean, this happens to adults as well. But we're going to focus on protecting the kids from sextortion, because there's been suicides that are on the rise because of this. There's been kids that have fallen into deep depression and have had developmental disorders because of this. And it all starts out with saying hi to somebody, right? Just say hi to somebody, right? Say hi to somebody online, right? So parents, you tell your kids, right? Don't ever talk to strangers, right? Parents, you tell your kids, don't talk to strangers. We've been hearing that since we were kids, right? Don't ever talk to a stranger. Don't go near a stranger's vehicle. Well, the culture has changed, right? These kids today are playing these online games where they're doing nothing but talking to strangers. A lot of kids are playing against people. They have no idea who they are. They're getting friend requests in the game. Then they're chatting up, private messages with people they don't know. Okay? And where does that lead? Where does that lead? It can lead to sextortion. Okay? Now, my kid's not that dumb. They're not going to fall into that trap. Come on, right? We wish that was the case. We wish that was the case. Say hello to Marie. Marie is one of the other directors of Protect Your Children. Welcome. Glad you are here. So kids will fall into this trap, and here's how it happens, okay? Let's just say they're playing a game against somebody. Let's say they're on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Wiz, all these different apps that these kids are on today, right? And all of a sudden they get a message request, right? Or somebody friends them. And say it's a 13-year-old boy, and all of a sudden he gets this 13-year-old or what looks to be 14, 15-year-old girl. She's like, hey, I think you're handsome, you're cute, you're hot, whatever. And they start chit-chatting. Now, everybody knows the devil doesn't walk around with horns, right? So it starts off kind of easy. How you doing? Yeah, what are you doing today? How's school? Yeah, I don't like school either. What's your favorite class, right? Innocent kind of stuff. And then that develops into an online relationship. The problem is that 13 or 14 and 15-year-old girl with the profile, with the pictures, with everything that makes it look like it's legit, is not really 13, 14, or 15. It's more like a 40, 50, 60-year-old man or woman hiding behind a fake profile to trap the child, right, into thinking that this girl likes him, or vice versa. Young girl's lonely. She spends a lot of time on social media. All of a sudden, she gets a friend request from this guy who's really cute, or this teenager, quote unquote. You know, she looks on her profile and sees that he's friends with some of her other friends, so she thinks it's safe. Accepts him as a friend. They start talking. He starts telling her all the stuff that she needs to hear. See, predators don't need a lot of information. They just need to know a little bit. If any of you guys saw the video we just put out yesterday, 2 days ago, I believe it was a 13-year-old boy who got trapped in a sextortion situation with an older woman. And this person was like, the profile picture was an older woman, like 30s, 40s, not that 30 or 40s old, ladies, 30 or 40 years old. And he starts talking with her. And that escalated quickly. She says, "Oh, you're 13, okay." And then she starts saying, "Hey, what do your parents do?" "Oh," he says, "they work all the time." She says, "So you're home alone a lot?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Hey, do you want to see me?" He's like, "I guess," because he's a 13-year-old boy, right? She's a pretty woman. She sends him a photo. Then she asks him, "Hey, send me a picture of you. Are you sure you won't make fun of me?" "No, I won't make fun of you. Go ahead, send me a picture." What does he do? Sends her a picture of his privates. And then immediately after that, she says, "Do you want me to post this all over the internet so everybody can see it?" The boy says, "No, please, don't do that." And she goes, "Will you cooperate with me so I can delete this photo?" Like they're really going to delete it. She said, "Send me $100. She says to the 13-year-old, "Do you have $100? He doesn't have $100. So then she composes a message that she's going to post online, exposing this kid's social media name, where he's from, his age, everything, saying that he's a pervert and that he's a nudist and he just wants to go out, all this bad, horrible stuff about this young boy. And she threatens to expose that out into the world. He's trapped. He's the victim of sextortion. Now what does he do? He has no idea if this person is going to release that or not. Once it's done, it's done. So you say, well, that's easy. Just tell your child not to ever post any pictures like that online and everything will be fine. Right? Well, it doesn't just come down to sex. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be a sexual photo. Predators will use this sextortion technique. All they have to do is find a picture, have a child send a picture of something that they did wrong. Maybe they were drinking, maybe they were smoking weed, something that they know they'd get in trouble for, and then that becomes the leverage. And then they tell the child, "You're going to meet up with me, or you're going to send me money, or your parents are going to find out about this. I'll turn this into the police, and you're going to go to jail. You're going to go to juvie." Scare the kids. That's what they do. This is how they do it. It's a great point. When it comes down to it, parents have to be more vigilant. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Marie says, a man from Muncie was just extradited to DeSoto County for trying to get a young boy on Discord to send him pics of himself. This is happening a lot. And parents, you got to take the blinders off. These kids' lives are right here, right on their phones. Everything they're doing, everything they're not supposed to do, there's evidence of it on their phones somewhere, somehow. And parents have to keep an eye. Got to keep an eye on that. So what do you need to know about sextortion? Well, let's look at a couple things here. What do you need to know? Let's do the sharing thing here. There we go. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right. Let me get myself out of the way here. Okay. So what do you need to know about sextortion? 1 in 6, okay, surveyed youth ages 9 to 17, right, have shared their own nude image. Think about that. 1 in 6 9-year-old to 17-year-olds have shared their nude image. That means every single one of those kids can be a victim of sextortion. Because once that picture's out there, it's too late to get it back. 41% of those sharers believed they were sending their image to an adult. Now that's shocking. 41% of those sharers believed they were sending the picture to an adult. Now, why would they think that that would be all right? And 1 in 4 sextortion victims were 13 or under when threatened. 1 in 4 sextortion victims, 13 or under, were threatened. Now, what happens? What happens in that situation? And here's the thing. We did a story about, it was a month or so ago, about a teenager, football player, Christian home, you know, typical teenagers playing sports, hanging out with his friends. Parents had no idea what this teenager was doing on his phone, who he was talking to, what kind of messaging he was doing, because they just didn't think they had to check. We don't have to check. He's a good kid. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to be nosy, right? Unfortunately, the kid was a victim of sextortion, and he ended up committing suicide. And I think this kid was 15 or 16, because he didn't see any way out of this. He was on Instagram talking to what he thought was a beautiful girl. They opened up a video chat. She showed him a little something. His hormones flared. He showed her a little something. The screen recording it the whole time. And after he was done showing it to her, she sent it to him and said, "Look what I got. Everyone's going to see this now." And he begged, "Please don't show it to everybody. It'll destroy me. My parents will kill me." Predator said, "You're dead already. You're dead already." 16 years old, life over. Because a predator used a child's hormones against them. Victim of sextortion. Marie says, "We need to be Snoopy." No, there's no doubt about that. You have to be Snoopy. You got to be nosy, parents. You got to be nosy. So that's what we need to know about that. Now, this is going to shock you. If you guys just do a regular search, okay? Let's do a regular search. Let's go to, let's just look up teen suicide and sextortion. All right, let's look at this. Look at the results. Look at the amount of results. Arrest made in sextortion case. There's the 16-year-old right there. Father of teen sextortion victim issues warning to everybody. Michigan teenager driven to suicide because of sextortion. Right? Popular Michigan teen dies by suicide. Okay? Look at all this. It just keeps going and going and going. We are now in the world of let's talk to strangers. Kids, it's okay to talk to strangers. Don't worry about it. Now, you might say, well, as long as they don't send a picture that incriminates them in any single which way, I mean, they're just talking to them, right? All right. Now, that sounds good, right? All right. Show's over, right? That's all. Wrong. Wrong. Child engages in sexual talk, fantasy, if you will, to a person that they think is their age. Innocent, right? No nude pictures. Don't worry about it. Nope. Because now that predator on the other end has now screen recorded and took a screenshot of everything that child was saying and uses that. Do you want to be embarrassed? Do you want everybody to know what your fantasies are? Do you want everybody to know what you like to do when you're alone? No, please don't let all my friends see this. Don't. too late. Meet up with me, do what I say, and I'll make sure that this never gets out to the public. Now the child's got a choice. Or do they? Or do they? It's unbelievable. Marie said it's up to us parents to sit our children down and talk to them about these things, show them the proof of what's really going on so they don't let themselves become victims. We also need to let our children know that we love them no matter what. Absolutely. And that's a great point, because kids will be afraid to tell their parents that they did something wrong. They'll say, oh, sorry, this is kind of embarrassing, but I kind of sent this photo to somebody, and, they're afraid to do that. They don't want to be embarrassed. They're afraid to get in trouble. They don't want to lose their devices. Kids will keep quiet so they can keep their game system, so they can keep their phone in their hand, so they don't let their parents down. Now you've got children that are trapped with this in their brain and in their heart, and there's nothing they can do. And here comes the sextortionist along. Hey, I can make sure that gets deleted. All you got to do is do what I say. Just do what I say. Mary Jo says, use your parental controls. So important. So important. Parental controls. Man. Parental controls are super important. Right? What are parental controls? Well, if you go to our website, we give step-by-step instructions on how to put parental controls on iPhones, Androids, Xboxes, PlayStations, everything. It's all there, step-by-step. Parental controls allows the parent to not only monitor what apps the child's using, when they're on their phone, where they're at, what websites they're looking up. It's very important. Parental controls are very important. And I've had parents have said, I don't even know how to do that. I wouldn't even have the first clue on how to do that. And so go to protectyourchildren.org, protectyourchildren.org, parental controls. It's right there. You can do it. It's not that hard. So what if it took an hour? Let's just say it took an hour to put parental controls on your child's phone. An hour. Okay, that's it. It's an hour. Now they're protected, at least for the most part. You're still gonna watch them. I mean, how much inconvenience is that? Teen suicide on the rise. So what do we do? How do you protect? How do kids protect themselves from sextortion? It's a good question. How to protect yourself against sextortion? Parents, grandparents, teachers, whoever's watching this that has contact with kids, you got to show them this, right? Share this show with them. It'll be podcasted about 30 minutes after it's finished. Listen to it, share it with the kids. All right. First thing, do not overshare personal details. You know what? We say don't share any personal details, right? How many of you know this? How many of you know that if a child just gives out their phone number, a predator can use a background check service to look up that phone number and find the address of where the child lives? Well, no, they can't, because it's not under the child's name, is it? You see, it's under the parent's name. Ha ha ha. Okay, and the child most likely lives with the parents. So your predator all they need is an email address that a child set up with their actual name, which kids do this. If they give out their phone number, somebody can look that up. Oh, look at that. It's tied to Mary and Joe, and they live over there in Tampa, Florida. Right off of Bush Boulevard, next to Busch Gardens. I know where that's at. Now I know where the kid lives. It's that easy. We say don't share any personal information online. Be aware of anyone you meet online for the first time. Okay, here's the thing. If you're talking to somebody online, children, you're talking to someone online that your parents don't know, right? You're messaging back and forth. Do you have any idea who that person really is? You see, because it's very easy to download a video or pictures off of somebody's social media page, off their account. It's very easy to do that. And then upload it as you, right? You can make a fake profile with someone else's pictures and videos so it looks absolutely real, and then start reaching out. This is what predators do. And the goal sometimes is to get into a relationship with the child so that they could abuse the child or kidnap the child or even use sextortion against the child. And they know how to talk to kids. They know how to give them, butter them up. And in the video we did a couple days ago, we encourage you to check it out. It's all over our social media. This predator, this woman, probably not even really a woman. The kid says, my parents work all the time. So she says, oh, they leave you home alone, is what she said. And he says, yeah. Now to the kid, it's like, oh, this person cares. They understand me. Yeah, my parents are always working and I'm just all alone by myself. But the predator knows, great. Now I know there's no parents around. It's too much information already. It's too much. Too much information. If someone is only available online, that can be a red flag. Okay. Well, if the kids are meeting everybody online all the time, sure. It says if you meet someone on an application or a game, they ask you to continue the conversation on another platform or off the platform, like, hey, give me your social media account so I can message you directly. Kids don't do it. Please don't do it. That's the problem. And kids have to understand that absolutely everything that they share online, whether it's pictures, videos, text messages, or posts, can be shared publicly, and it never goes away. Oh, that guy, Chris from Protect Your Children, he's nuts because I got Snapchat, right? And after I send the photo I'm not supposed to, or I receive a photo I'm not supposed to, it disappears. See? It just vanishes right after I look at it. Mom and Dad will never know, which is why we hate Snapchat. Guess what, kids? Those pictures don't disappear. Those videos don't disappear. By law, Snapchat has everything that is sent in a snap. It's on their computers for 5 to 7 years, and it can be brought up at any time by a police request or government request. Those pictures and those videos are not gone. And did you ever hear of screen record, kids? Screen record. Oh, look at that. I'm getting a snap right now. Oh, by the way, I'm not really, but I'd be screen recording. The snap comes in, here's the picture. Whoop, it disappeared after I looked at it. But it doesn't matter. Why? Because I was using screen record. Too late. Now the child's a victim. Just like that. And kids, they will shy away from asking for help. And this is warning you now. Don't shy away asking for help. Think about this for a minute. 9, what was that stat? 9 years old, 10 years old, have admitted to sharing a nude photo of themselves online. See, now this says something else, doesn't it? It says something about our culture. And desensitizing our children. Making them think that what they once thought was wrong is now okay. You see, and that's the plan. Sextortionists, predators, groomers, the first thing they look for is a child that is okay with doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. That's an open door. That's why parents need to monitor kids' messages, monitor their apps. Yeah, but you don't trust me. Is it really the issue? Or is the issue you tell the child is that there's tricks and traps and threats that they don't even know about? So how could they possibly be safe? With mom and dad in your corner, we can work together to make sure you stay safe. Well, I don't want you to. Well, then you don't need a phone. We saw a stat the other day that said in upwards of 64% of parents do not have their child's password for their phone. 64% of parents do not have their child's password to their phone. Why in the world, as a parent, would you allow your children to have a phone and you don't know how to get into it? Does that raise any flags? And parents, look, we love you. We know you're working hard out there. But there's an awful lot of parents that are just like, well, you know, I trust my child. I trust my child. Alicia says, brother, I was going to Hobby Lobby the other night looking for a frame, and I had to go to the back of the store where they were located, and the bathroom was back there. My daughter walked on ahead of me, and this guy walks out of the bathroom, and he stood there way too long. And I said, how you doing? And I looked him dead in the eyes, and he went like a scared cat, dropping his water bottle along the way. Never doubt someone's intention. I've been trained in martial arts, and it would have not gone well. In honor of your martial arts, wearing mine as well today. But yeah, this is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Yeah, Mary Jo said, 9 years old? Good Lord. Yeah. Yeah. But this is what's happening to our children now. They're being convinced that it's all right to expose yourself. It's all right to talk dirty. It's all right to expose yourself to an adult. It's unbelievable. So you can text the show. Anybody listening out there, you can text the show. 727-349-6941. Read your text on the air. You can call in the show if you have a comment. 727-349-6941. 727-349-6941. And anything you comment on the platforms you're watching out there, or for anybody who just joined, I can see your comments and we'll share them unless you say don't. How about that? So, we know the stats. Now, what's the tricks? The tricks are the usual tricks, right? Find out how close a child is to their parent. If there's a strained relationship with the parents, if the child says the parents are divorced, they live with mom sometime, dad with sometime, or they talk about how their parents are out a lot and not home and they have a lot of time to spend alone. Or a child says, hey, my parents just trust me. They know I'm a good kid. Don't worry about it. Like any of those things is information that can be used against the child. So a typical predator, sextortionist, if you will, they're going to get into a chat. Hi, how you doing? Cool. How's school? Good. Hey, can you send me just a regular picture of yourself? Sure. Sends a picture. Oh, you're cute. Oh, thanks. Very, it just seems like innocent kid stuff. Because that's the feeling process, that they got to feel out the victim, right? Is the victim going to be someone that's going to go along with their scheme, or are they going to be someone that's going to rat on them right away? Is this a potential victim whose parents are going to know right away? Or, you see, predators are very smart. Perverted scum, absolutely. Perverted scum, we can sick Alicia on them, but they're very smart. They're very methodical, and they're very slick in the way they do things. Some idiots will just come right out there, and just, hey, send me a nude photo. And then the child's like, hold on a minute. And they go show the parents and the police are called, right? I mean, some kids are great like that. They're like, hell no, right? But most predators are going to build up to it. They're not just going to come right out. And that's why they have to be careful with who they're talking to. Predators and sextortionists, sometimes, this is crazy, sometimes we'll say, hey, I will send you money. Imagine this to a kid. Hey, do you got Venmo? Yep. Got Cash App? Sure do. I will send you money if you just send me one photo of yourself. I'll send you $100. Kid's like, $100? Not a problem. I'll send a little picture of myself. I don't care. Guess what? You think the $100 ever comes? Do you think that child's picture is now going to be all over the internet? Absolutely. But you see, kids will fall into this stuff. We know they fall into stuff just like that. So there's the bribery. There's been predators, and you got to love this. We're going to look at this in a couple minutes. You got to love this. Predators literally will use voice changing apps and microphones with voice changers, a voice changing feature, so that they can sound like a child. Think about how sick that is. And kids, on the other hand, are always trying to be older, right? Any of you got kids out there, you know, they think they're 18, you know, when they're like 11. And kids will use voice changers to make themselves sound older. Yeah, these apps are out there. You can download it right on your phone. It's unbelievable. There's apps on the phone, and I'm actually looking right now. There's voicechanger.iq. Change your voice now. I mean, it's crazy. So the kids can't always take peace in thinking that somebody's really a child, because chances are they're not. What do we got here? Alicia said, yeah, there are so many now that are following women around, even in the stores. It's horrible. Yeah, it is. It's unbelievable. Whew. Alicia says she went to see The Sound of Freedom. It was amazing. I recommend everyone please go see it. And it's a wake-up call. No spoilers. No spoilers on that. Yeah, that movie, we did a video on it just last week. And, yeah, is it tough? It's tough. Is it hard to watch, to stomach? Yeah. But, you know, there's a lot of hypocritical craziness going on, right? Because there's a lot of, I've heard just in conversations, people say, I'm not going to go watch that. That's too much. I can't stand to even look at that. But they'll go home and watch someone, like, get chopped up into a bunch of pieces. That's okay. Yeah, I can look at that all day long. I could see someone get their arm cut off and someone get their guts sliced out. Not a problem. Watching kids get trafficked? Oh, that's too much. Can't do it. Can't do it. You know what we say? If you walk out of that movie and your heart is broken, then turn that to action. Do something. Right now, there's 1,700,000 tickets sold for that movie. That's a lot of people that are going to have their eyes opened to this horrendous industry of sex trafficking. And you know what? Sextortion plays a role in that. Because once they have a child trapped, once they have a child afraid of what's going to happen, are these videos, are these pictures are going to get exposed? I'll do anything. Just please don't let it get exposed. Meet up with me. That's what they'll say. Just meet up with me. I'm kind of afraid to. All right, well, I'm going to just release all that stuff to the public then. No, please don't. Okay, I'll come meet with you. Mom, go to my friend's house. All right, be back later, honey. Child never comes back. They're now going to be a victim of the sex industry. Yeah. And it starts off with it's rough. So what do we do? You know, what do we do? Wrap the kids in bubble wrap? Never give them a phone? Never let them go out of the house? Right? Is this what we do? No, I don't think you have to go that crazy, right? But you teach your kids from when they're young. And we're not talking about, if somebody touches you in a way you don't like, then make sure you tell me. Okay, Mom. That's the least of our worries today. And it's a worry, but predators are doing much worse today. They're trapping kids, sextorting kids, threatening kids, blackmailing kids, kidnapping kids. You're going to teach your kids that how bad it can really be out there. But let them know they don't have to be scared. They got to be smart. They got to know the warning signs. They need to know what's right, what's wrong, and the reason why it's right and wrong. Don't give your personal information out. Why? It's no big deal. The person's all the way in Japan. Are they really? Well, yeah, they sent me a picture of the tree out there. Really? Are they really in Japan? No, I don't really know, Mom. Okay, right? Teach your kids. And then be nosy. Trust but verify, to use a Ronald Reagan slogan. Trust but verify, right? Remember that back in the 80s, anybody? Or is it just me? With the Russians, just trust but verify, right? Trust but verify. Parents need to educate. What do we got? Parents need to educate children and be vigilant. Absolutely right. Educate them. Where he says we train them. Mary Jo said the hypocrisy of what you just said about people not wanting to see human trafficking movie, but will watch crap like that is like Saw is astounding. Yeah, movie Saw. Sit there and watch somebody cut their arm off, and that's scary and fun. Watch kids get trafficked, and I can't handle it. It's too much to watch. No, what that is a lot of times is people just don't know what to do. They don't want to have it on their conscience. It's almost like, I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. If I don't know about it, I can't do anything about it. Right? The thing is, we can do a lot about it. We're trying to grow this organization. We're trying to grow our social media presence. We're trying to beg people to be interactive. We have almost 5,000 followers on our business page, and I can count on one hand the amount of people that usually are interacting with us. Most of them are in the group right now on this live show. Alicia, Mary Jo, Marie, and there's a couple more that are usually always interacting. The rest of them, where are they at? Where's the other 4,995 people that never like and never comment and never share? Where are they? But this is what it's about. It's about education and it's about awareness. Because you know what we believe here? You know what I strongly believe in? And we believe it. I'm sure Marie agrees. There's enough good people still in this world that care about children, that will not sit idly by and watch our kids get trapped into sextortion situations, will not sit by and just let kids be trafficked all over the world. And we got to tap into that. When we come together and say enough is enough, we know about it and we're going to stand in your way. Now, for some people, that's just sitting behind a microphone. Other people, it's getting out there and protesting, taking a stand. Others, it's parents showing up at school board meetings saying, what are you showing pornography to my children for? Oh, it's art? Don't give me that crap. It's not art. You're grooming my children. Other people will go protest out in front of the White House. It's different for everybody, but we all can do something. And it starts out at home. It starts out at home. Now, how do you protect your kids online? This is from our website. It's probably small. Sorry about that. But the reality is, it's a little bit bigger for you. There we go. The reality is that there's things that we can do. We're not going to go over all this because the show has already gone a little bit long. Yeah, Marie says we need passionate protectors. Absolutely. Now, our last live stream, there was about a total of 16 people watching live. And was kind of discouraged. It was like, man, that's it. It went out to like 4 platforms. And then checked the numbers this morning, and that live stream's been viewed over 1,000 times. Right? 600 of them on Facebook. Probably 60 to 70 on Twitter. All different platforms. So people are seeing it, and we're thankful for that. But part of being involved is to take part in these live shows. To call in and express your voice, or to text, or to comment and say, this is enough, right? That's part of it. Now, I will tell you that this came out of nowhere. You guys didn't know this was happening until 2 hours ago. Starting next Wednesday, Lord willing, we'll have a regular weekly show. It's going to be we're thinking probably 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments if 8 or 9 o'clock is better for you, because we've heard from parents on both sides. 8 o'clock, some of them are putting the little ones down. You know, sometimes 8 o'clock is good, but we're going to have an hour live show every week, and that's going to be promoted on Facebook. There's going to be events for it, so we're going to be able to get a lot more participation. Marie says 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Mary Jo says 9 o'clock. All right, so we seem to be okay with this. 8, 9 o'clock, right in that frame. So on our website, you'll see here that there are tricks used by online predators. Listen, you can print this out. You can screenshot it. You can copy the link to the page, right? And send this to people, right? This kids need to know this. These are all these tricks used by online predators. Microphone voice changers, right? Kids using the voice changers. Predators playing popular games. Predators telling kids how good they are at the games. You know, rub that ego a little bit. Offer to help them out. Traps set by online predators. Predator gets a child to engage in straight, homosexual, or bisexual talk, or get them to send pictures or videos of a sexual nature. The predators will save the conversations and pics. We were just talking about that. A predator will be methodical. They'll gain the trust of the child. And this is another one. Look right here. Letter C here. A predator will first become social media gaming friends with a bunch of the child's friends. So then when a request comes in, it doesn't look like a complete stranger. Oh yeah. Johnny over here, he's friends with 10 of my friends. Okay, cool. But does Johnny and the 10 friends know who the person is? No, they don't know either. Then there's lies believed by kids who get trapped. Some proactive ways to keep kids safe online. This is all on our website, protectyourchildren.org, under the Protect Your Kids Online. It's all there. Mary Jo says 9, 8 or 9. Either one's great for me, says Alicia. Thank you. Appreciate it. Marie says, I'll change my schedule. Appreciate it. So anybody who watches live shows know that the key is to make sure that you're not just preaching to the choir, right? Preaching to the choir encourages the choir, right? Yes, people are fighting. People are fighting. We want people to fight, you know? And that's fantastic, right? It keeps us pumped up. But what we really want to do is what? We really want to reach the parents that don't know, the kids that are unprotected. But that's the ones that we want to reach. We want to reach people outside of the normal people that are already passionate. We want to create passionate protectors, people that are passionate. What does passionate mean? Right? Passionate means it's from your heart, man. It's something that really, really deep down bothers you, and you have a tremendous concern for children, and you will do whatever it is that you can to make sure you can help keep them safe. It's a passion. It's something that you're focused on. It's something that you think about. We want more people to be like that and more people to join in. Because the more people that are speaking, the more people that are posting stories and education and awareness, then the more others who wouldn't know can get in the know. Yes, thank you, Marie. Please share our website with as many as you can. Now, look, that's another great point. We're about to land the plane here. But we look at the amount of shares, and it's usually 3, 4, or 5. And it's those 5 people that I was mentioning before. The crazy thing is, if something gets shared, that means it goes on to your profile or onto your whatever social media you're on. And that means potentially a lot of people that didn't know the information will now know it. And that makes a huge difference. A huge difference. But we need to share the website. We need to share the posts that we put out, the education, the awareness. And I encourage you out there to post stuff in our group. We created the Protect Your Children group because Facebook has pretty much shadow banned the crap out of our page. Like, really, I mean, a general post on our business page reaches 12 people. 10 to 12 people actually see it because it tells the creator how many people it was, saw it. 10 or 12 out of 5,000? That means nobody's seeing this. Now we created the group and there's a little bit more interaction in the group. But the group's got 340 followers. We've been trying to get everybody from the business page to join the group. They're just not coming. Right? But with the group, you get notified when stuff starts to happen. When we went live, you get notified. We can put a hashtag in there that says hashtag at everyone. You've probably seen it. That means it will tag every single person in that group. Even if there's 5,000, it'll tag everybody. And then you get notified of what we post. So we're getting a lot more exposure just from that little group. And we've got people sharing stuff. Now we approve all posts because we don't know what people are going to post. So all the posts are reviewed and we can approve or decline them. Right? And that's how awareness and education gets spread. Alicia's talking about the sound of freedom again. Yeah. Tracy says, we'll figure it out. But this is how it has to happen. We've got to educate and make people aware. Sextortion is a very real thing. We used to worry about the stranger down the street just snatching up your kid, right? Now the stranger's on their phone. The stranger's on the app. The stranger's on the game. And the phone is right here. That's how close they are. That's how close. Now, the truth is, over 90% of kids are either abused or kidnapped by someone that they already know. Someone that's already known by the family or in that child's life. That's true, over 90%. It was never about really the stranger down the road that nobody knew. A very small percentage happens from complete strangers. But now the strangers have come into their child's lives. They're coming into the home basically because they're on their game systems. They're on their webcams. They're on their phones. And they're promising them money and they're promising them gifts and they're promising to hook them up with this beautiful girl that they know or this beautiful, whatever. And the kids are falling for it. Yeah. Alicia says, there's a ton of people in those chats, though. Yeah, like cockroaches. Mary Jo, like cockroaches, they always find their way in. They're in because the technology companies are not doing us any favors. Right? They're not doing us any favors. Snapchat released a report last week warning about predators on their app. Really? But you just figured this out, Snapchat? They know that there's predators on their app. Why the hell would Snapchat create a feature that enables content to disappear right after it's looked at? Who do they think was going to love that? God-fearing, law-abiding, moral people? No, the criminals and the perverts and the groomers. That's who's taking advantage of that. Snapchat, if you really want to make a difference, you want to highlight the problem of predators, first of all, remove that feature off your darn thing. That'll help a lot. Start verifying age, start verifying identity. The 15 social media apps that kids use today, people, not one of them verifies a person's age. A child can create an account with an email address, which they lie about on their age to get the email address, and then they just sign up. Nothing's ever verified. They don't verify anybody who's on these platforms. Now, the crazy thing is, you get these sexual predators that are on the Megan's Law and all that, and they can't be around. They can't be within 1,000 feet of a school or a church or a place where kids gather, right? You're familiar with this. But did you know that oftentimes, in fact, most of the time, there is no restriction on this? They can still get on the phones. And who are they chatting with on the phones? And unless the government's tapping their phone and watching what they're doing on their phone, they're still abusing kids, but they're doing it over the internet. Think about that for a moment. We cannot rely on the technology companies. They're not going to. No, they want the money. They want the money. Parents, protectors, good teachers out there. And look, I'm sure 90% of the teachers are fantastic out there. But we are having an epidemic of sorts with these teachers. And that's another quick point. Tell me in the chat. Somebody let me know. When you were a kid, when you were going to school, did any of you have your teacher's phone number? Or went over to your teacher's house to hang out in the summertime? Let's go more recently. See, the point I'm making is that the kids now have their teachers' social media accounts. They're friends with them on social media. So they're private messaging them back and forth. We never had that. My God, when school was over, it was out for the summer. School's out for the summer. Let's get out of here. The last thing we wanted to do was keep staying around the teacher. But yet all these kids now, they're friends with their teacher outside of school and inside of school. And then we hear about the teachers that are abusing the kids. And then we find out that the teachers and the kids were talking for 2, 3, 4 months, 6 months before it ever got found out. How's that? Well, parents weren't checking their phones. Did the parent know that the child was having an ongoing friendship/relationship with their teacher from school? I had no idea. That's what they say. I had no idea. Marie said, I did have a perverted teacher. And it's crazy because there was a time when there was some kind of I don't want to say innocent, but there was a time when it was like you're a teenage boy and you saw the substitute teacher or something and she was beautiful and you'd say to your friends, man, the teacher's hot, right? But it was all banter, man. It was just like, oh, you joked around with the boys. But never in your wildest dreams would you ever consider entering into a relationship of that nature, romantic nature, with a teacher. That just never even entered the minds. And Van Halen came out with a song back in the 80s, right? Hot for Teacher. But again, it was all just banter, guys. But today it's actually happening. The kids and the teachers. When I was in school, Mary Jo says it was exactly that, reading, math, and English. We didn't interact with the teachers outside of school. My kids didn't either, and my grandkids won't be either. Bravo. Bravo. Well, I'll tell you, sextortion is very real. We're going to wrap it up here in a couple minutes. We go back to look at what we need to know. Let's look at this really quick here. Look at this. This is just mind-blowing. 1 in 6 surveyed youth ages 9 to 17 have shared their own nude image with somebody. 9 to 17 years old. 41% of those sharers believed that they were sending their image to an adult. Like somehow that was better. And 1 in 4 sextortion victims were 13 or under when they were threatened. 13 or under. Nosy. Be nosy. Educate. continue to make more people aware of what's going on. You know, there's a line in the movie there's a line that says, imagine this was your child. Imagine it was your child that was out there unprotected on the internet, and you said nothing. Would you do that? You wouldn't do that. So what about the neighbor's kid? Do they have unfettered access to the internet? Are they being protected? Do you ever think maybe they're not? Have you done anything about it? Try to talk to the parents? See, sometimes it's about just keeping your eyes open too. So what could be dangerous? Tracy says, no way teachers were, well, there were adults, kids, and adults didn't mix when I was a kid. Exactly. Oh my gosh. The last thing we want to do is be around the teachers. God. But now all of a sudden today with the teacher population, you know, teachers are getting younger and younger. And these kids are trying to look older and older and act older. They think they're older. They're 12 going on 18. And then you got a 21 or a 22-year-old teacher now who's been totally sexualized by the culture, and so has the kids. It's a recipe for destruction. Obviously, the teacher's got no morals if she's going to go screw around with a kid. Doesn't care about the law, doesn't care about, I mean, really? But that's the society today. And listen, it's uncomfortable to think about this. When we first started publicizing the stat, and I mean, people had heard the stat about the 90%, but we did some promoted posts a year or two back where that was being blasted all over the place. I mean, 20 or 30,000 people seen this post because we were posting, promoting posts. This is back when we had donations, which, by the way, we need. You know, promoting things on Facebook costs money. So, but people responding, they're like, I don't like to hear this. I don't like to hear that over 90% is somebody that my child already knows or a family member that could be harming the child. No, people don't want to hear that. And we know you don't want to hear that. That's uncomfortable. But guess what? It's true. It's a dangerous world out there, but you can protect your kids by keeping them educated, keeping them aware, and helping other people to get engaged. Help other people to get their heads out of the sand and start to see what's really going on, like the Sound of Freedom. Now over 1.5 million people are going to be really aware of how bad sex trafficking is in this country. And that was a big thing from the movie. It's not just around the world. The largest consumer of sex trafficked kids is right here in America. Think about that. The next time you go out and you see an adult walking with a child, it's going to come into your mind. You're just going to be like, because it just makes that imprint on you. Yeah, Mary Jo says, by not hearing about something doesn't mean it goes away. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely correct. Please share this. Please share this on your social media. We got to get the word out. There is absolutely no reason why a child should be trapped into a sextortion plot. And if it's happening, it's because the parents aren't paying attention to what's going on with the kids' lives and their phones. It could be that they're not paying attention to them in general. Kids could have issues going on. They're not talking to the parents. So that means the parents have to kind of be aware and see if there's some warning signs. We need to make parents aware. Sextortion needs to stop. These kids are dying. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds committing suicide because their nude photos are out across the internet. Life snuffed out because someone took advantage of their hormones. It has to stop. Anybody listening out there, I thank you very much for being here. This show will be a podcast. It'll be available in about 15 or 20 minutes usually on all our social media platforms, Rumble, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook group. Not Instagram though, because Instagram doesn't allow you to stream. It's a pain in the butt. But right now we're streaming live to about 5 platforms, and we hope to reach tons of people with this information. If you want to help us do that, if you can help us do that, you always hear this from people. But you know, this program that we're using right now to stream costs money. Pamphlets cost money. Bumper magnets, which we send out for free to people all over this country. We've sent out 200 magnets, bumper magnets, protect from predators with the website on it, all over this country to people. We do that no charge. We want to do more local events, awareness events, but it costs tons of money to rent places, to set things up, to buy food, to advertise, to get people out. We are a not-for-profit organization. Now, we sell products on our website with our logo and some stuff on it. We make about $1 off of each one of those. It's not a lot of money. Those are mainly to raise awareness. So if you feel it in your heart, if you can help us out at all, then visit our website, go to the donate page. You can donate through Venmo, Cash App if you want to do it quickly, or right through our website, securely, safely. Tax-deductible receipts will be sent. And you'll see that these shows, we do stuff every single day. Listen, I got a full-time job outside of this job. So we're not doing this to make a living. We're doing this to protect children, and we need your help to do it. So if you can help us out, please make a tax-deductible donation. You'll get a receipt, and you'll see exactly where the money goes to help keep kids safe. Alicia says, thank you again for mine, and I'll get you back on that also. Thank you for sending me the info on that to donate. Absolutely. Thank you, Alicia. Appreciate it. All right, that's about it. Thank you all for being here. Please share this on your platforms, on your social media accounts. Get it out there. Tell others about the live show every Wednesday and about our pages, and see if we can continue to grow the army of protectors out there. So appreciate you guys. Take care until next week. Be safe. Keep watching the kids. And God bless.